About 80% of Egypt's wheat imports comes from Russia and Ukraine. It also imports 98% of its vegetable oil needs, 70% of which comes from the same two countries. The Russian-Ukrainian crisis shocked the global supply of food items, making Egypt vulnerable. But luckily, the COVID-19 pandemic had Egypt well prepared for this conflict.
Officially, before the pandemic, we only had enough wheat in our reserves to last us 6 weeks. The disruption in the supply chain during the pandemic made Egypt increase its reserves by up to 4 months. The domestic wheat season luckily is here, and the government is trying to collect a further 5 million tons to add to its current reserve.
We are diversifying our import venues to different countries. Like you have seen, we have started importing from India in order to secure our need of our population from strategic products. In addition to that, we have taken a few months ago a strategic direction. His Excellency the President had directed the government to secure adequate amount of reserves in all strategic foods. So we have reserves up to the end of this calendar year.
Bread is the #1 item on Egypt's staple food programs. 88% of the population are on bread subsidies, which cost the government some $3.3 billion. And while Egypt has secured its needs of the strategic grain for now, if the Russian-Ukrainian crisis lasts longer, some experts believe that the country will need to reduce its consumption to face the expected wheat shortages.
This is the only way to overcome the crisis, because the global wheat supply has been greatly reduced. Countries like India are restricting and banning their wheat exports. It's very important that Egypt moves to reduce wheat consumption. The average wheat consumption in Egypt is 180 kilograms per capita. The world average is 80 kilograms. And there are many reasons for that, including government subsidies, which see people buying a lot of bread.
Meanwhile, Egypt is planning to increase its wheat production to cover up to 65% of its needs next year.
We are a big country, and especially with a big population of 103 million population. So it is important to increase the area of agriculture for cultivated land. We aim to increase by 1.5 million faddan, and this is an increase in space. This is an horizontal increase, and also we're working on the vertical side in terms of enhancing and innovating new ways and new methods of irrigation in order also to increase the amount of crops that are cultivated from this land.
Combined, the advanced irrigation techniques and the expansion in wheat cultivated land are expected to increase production from 9 million tons up to 14 million tons in 2023. The current food crisis is toppled with a spike in oil prices and the economic repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic. Last month, the Egyptian Prime Minister said that the economic impact of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis is the worst the country has seen in decades. And the Middle East office of the World Food Programme says it's the worst the region has seen since World War II.